Hi, I'm whuffines, and I own the NerdsToGo in McKinney and Frisco, Texas. And it seems like a lot of this COVID stuff has been introducing little challenges in our life that we didn't know were there, and homeschooling is one of them. There's been a lot of small changes in our life, and one of the biggest changes for me is I didn't realize that I couldn't hear very well unless I could see somebody's lips moving. A fondness for large caliber handguns and quail hunting has made it so that I've heard a lot of big bangs in my life, along with working in the construction industry, and wow, my life has gotten very different when I'm trying to understand people that are talking to me with a mask on. Well, the same thing is true of all of you that are out there that are now homeschooling parents that hadn't planned on doing that until just recently. So there's some things that I would tell you today that kind of help you get that homeschooling thing to go a little bit smoother from a technology standpoint. I can't help you with the fact that they want a 10-year-old to sit in front of a computer for 3 or 4 hours at a time. I don't got a clue. But I can tell you the things that'll make your technological life easier. The first thing that you need to do if you've got kids at home on computers is check your internet. Check your internet speed, check your wireless coverage to see if you have the speed and the coverage necessary for people to do the work that they need to do on the computers that are home. I don't know about your house, but we've got Amazon Echoes and Ring doorbells and smart televisions and thermostats that are controlled by the internet, so we need quite a bit of bandwidth so that I can adjust the pool at night so I can go sit in the spa and release the tensions of the COVID day. So the first thing that I would tell you is, and there'll be a link below, run a test on your internet speed. You can go to speedtest.net or just search in your browser for internet speed, and it'll look at how fast your internet is down and how fast it is up. Down refers to the download speed, up refers to the upload speed. So the first thing you need to do is to make sure that you have at least 50 megabits per second. At least. Now, if you're lucky, you've got significantly more than that. But the more stuff that you have going on in your house, the bigger that number needs to be. Because if you've got 2 kids working from home and 2 parents working from home and somebody's watching the smart television, each of those things is requiring internet bandwidth. And if you don't have enough, you're going to have a problem for as long as the homeschooling goes on. So that's kind of the first step. The second step is look at your wireless coverage. You can download an app on your phone that looks at wireless network strength. And you can kind of walk around in the house and look at the little meter on the phone to see how much wireless coverage you have, because normally internet service providers, they give you a modem and a wireless thing, and it's one box, and it doesn't do either particularly well. So you first have to have good internet speed, and the second thing you have to have is good wireless coverage. And at NerdsToGo, we can help you do that if you give us a call. But those are the first 2 things from an infrastructure standpoint that'll make your home, remote, on the computer schooling run a little more smoothly than it would otherwise. The second thing I'd tell you is set up a place to do the schooling. Now, this isn't about just me trying to make you tick off your kids because you're telling them to sit at the kitchen table so you can watch what they're doing. It has to do with making the computer run well, because there's a couple of things that computers really need. First, they need to be able to cool themselves, and second, they need power. So when I talk about where you work, especially with laptops, the biggest thing that you need to worry about is not just that it's eye level and that it's easy to see and there's not a lot of glare on the screen, which reduces eye strain, which is all ergonomics things that you need to pay attention to when you're working on a computer, whether you're a kid or an adult. But one of the things that kids like to do, and I like to do it, is they like to sit in their bed with their laptop on their lap, because they are, after all, called laptops, so that they can do that stuff that they want to do just sitting on their bed. The problem is, and here's my laptop, see these holes on the bottom? And they got little holes on the back. And there's a little fan that pulls air through the computer to keep it cool. Well, there's nothing that'll mess a computer up quicker than for it to get too hot. Because when it gets too hot, it starts doing a lot of funky things. The processor does weird things. The graphic card does weird things. So the first thing that I'd tell you is get a smooth surface to put that laptop on. Whether it's a laptop desk or a table or a chair or a desk or whatever it is that you're going to work on, so that the computer has the ability to suck air in through the intake vents and blow air out through the outtake.
The worst place in the world for a laptop computer to get too hot is sitting on your lap in a bed with the covers around it and poking it up, and it's not going to stay cool that way. And you may end up having to buy a new computer when you didn't want to have a computer for schooling to begin with. The second thing about sitting in the bed, because the second thing that a computer needs is power. Again, this is my laptop. You see that power cord? And you see how that power cord sits in there? There's not a whole lot of room between the bottom of the computer and this power cord. One of the things that breaks most quickly on a computer, and one of the things that we fix the most of, is these power cord ports. Because if that power cord gets torqued in that port because it's sitting on a soft surface, and the cord's going in there, and the cord's going up, and the cord's going down, and the cord's moving around, it breaks that DC connection. And then we have to order a new power port, and we have to install that power port. And you can save yourself a lot of effort if you do that second thing that I'm talking about, which is protect that power cord. Because that power cord going in, we're seeing a lot of kids come in with computers that have a power cord problem. And it's even worse if they move the computer around with that power cord connected, because if they drop it, it's guaranteed that it's going to break that power port. That's not an inexpensive fix. It's not terribly expensive, but it's not inexpensive. But the problem is, with the supply chain right now, it may take you a long time to get it fixed. And then the other stuff goes as well. You don't want glare on the screen. You want your computer at eye level. You want to look at those things to make sure that you're doing the things that you need to do physically. So check your internet speed, check your wireless connection, and then make sure that you have a good, stable place. And the third thing that you need to do is make sure you back up the computer. Back up the work, especially if you've got two kids going in one computer or you're trading computers off. At the end of the day, go in and make sure that you've got all the stuff from the day backed up. Because the dog ate my homework doesn't work anymore because it's not a piece of paper, it's electronic. And you need to connect and get that stuff up to the school or receive the things from the school. And having a backup of all that information as you work through however long we're doing this is going to be important. So check your internet speed, check your wireless, make sure you have a stable platform, and back your computer up. If you need help with any of these things, give us a call at NerdsToGo and here in McKinney, and we can help you out. We'll do that. My email address is whuffines@nerdstogo.com. I'll put it in the comments below. If you have a question, send me the question and we'll get back to you and give you as good an answer as we can given the inconsistency of email. But if you have questions about how to accomplish these things, we'd be more than happy to help you. As always, if you find this stuff helpful, hit the subscribe button, share it with your friends, like it, hit the notification bell, and then next time we talk about homeschooling, which will be pretty quick, you'll get a notification that the video's out. We hope you join us.